What is going on, everyone? Snickel here, and today I have another trophy talk for you. This is going to be for the week of June 20th, 2021, and it's been about 2 weeks since I've done my last trophy talk, so I've made a pretty decent amount of progress in games. I've started some games, I've done some games, and I'm going to talk about the overall path forward that I'm going to be taking with doing games, and I guess some things that have been announced. So anyway, with all of that being said, let's kind of get into this. So, what have I been up to? Not too much actually. Well, I guess kind of a lot, but really not too much. So the first thing is I got an early access code for Maze Pedestal of Trials from Treefall Studios. Eli, I was able to play that before the game came out, so I could drop a video the day that the game came out. Really enjoyed it. Nice little fun, easy platinum. And if you guys haven't played the game, I would highly suggest. It only takes you about 30 minutes to an hour, but I've played basically all of Eli's games. I really enjoy them, and yeah, I would suggest picking that one up if you haven't already. We're already getting into that. But anyway, let's keep going on. So next up we have MLB The Show 18. Well, actually, here, real quick, before I move on, this is something I want to start doing with these trophy talks a little more, is talking about the game and kind of, I guess, what I've been doing, not just the trophies. So Maze Pedestal of Trials is exactly what it sounds like. It's a maze game, and it's a sequel to the game that was just called Maze, which, again, was made by Treefall Studios, Eli, and essentially what you do in this game is you go through a maze, but as you're going through the game, you have to collect these little coins as you go through, and when you do that, you have to collect, I believe, 10 of them in a level, and then you have to make it to the end of the level. So it's not only trying to figure out your way through the maze to get to the end, it's also pretty interactive with trying to find those little coins. And it sounds harder than it is, but it's really not that bad. And I think there's maybe 11 mazes. Yeah, there's 11 mazes that you have to play, and they're all pretty unique with the aesthetics of them. So they all feel different. And then the last maze, the 11th maze, I really enjoyed. It was just a multi-tier maze with the walls kind of popping up as you get there. So I thought that was pretty cool. Nice little enjoyable game. If you guys haven't played either Maze or Maze Pedestal of Trials, I would suggest to pick up both of those. So then up next, we have MLB, or I guess, yeah, MLB The Show 18. I feel like this, let me look at this. I feel like this game changed its name. Yeah, see, it used to be MLB, like, the number of the show, and then when did they change it? 16. So it used to just be called MLB 15, The Show. Now it's called MLB The Show 16, 17, 8. Okay, whatever. Anyway, I'm playing MLB The Show 18. This has no online trophies. So if you guys don't know, MLB The Show 17 has online trophies that are going to be going down in August. I'll be making a video about that hopefully in the next week. I'm really trying to get some more actual content out, like a trophy or multiplayer guides and how to platinums and stuff, but also some more trophy guides. So keep an eye out. But yeah, I've been playing this one for fun, just for a little bit of fun on the side. I guess all gaming is fun, but I was able to get through and do the MLB The Pitcher, which was a pain in the ass. I was playing, and then I was getting really bored, so I simmed games until I got sent up to the MLB, and then basically when you get up into the MLB, you have to make you have to get a win, but you don't start out as a starter when you get up to the MLB. You're just put in as a reliever. So what I did was I was pushed up, and then I was relieving just like 1-2 innings here and there, and then eventually I started relieving more innings. This was like 4 or 5 games, and it really wasn't that long into my MLB career. And then eventually I relieved for so long that it gave me the win, because that's what ends up happening with pitching, is if you relieve and you are in for so long or longer than the starter or something, you end up getting the win. So that ended up happening. I got pretty lucky with that. But I then created my normal character, and now I'm playing through again, and I'm going for the trophies that are called I'm Not Gonna Cry and Can I Have That Back? So I'm going for both of those trophies. So I'm Not Gonna Cry is kind of a pain in the ass, because you have to get called up to the MLB while in the manager's office. So what this means is you have to get called up to the MLB in the middle of a season, when you're playing AAA, and not in the off season or spring training or anything like that. So you actually have to get called up in the middle of the season. Now, if you play really good the first season, you're going to start in AA, move up to AAA, and possibly move up to the MLB all within one season. And you'll probably move up into the MLB in the off season, so when spring training starts. What I did was I got up into AAA, played a few games in AAA to kind of boost my numbers, and then I simmed the rest of the series, and then that kind of brought my numbers back down to reality. And then when I ended up finishing the season up, I was still in AAA. So then I went to the next season, still in AAA. So now I'm playing that season in AAA. I'm probably like a week or two into that season, not really that far. And that'll hopefully give me enough time to work my way up to MLB in that one season, because you do need to get called up in the middle of the season and not in the off season or in the during spring training. So that's a little bit of a bitch, but it's really not that bad to get through. The rest of the stuff that I have to get is just like jury duty. I have to give up a home run to Aaron Judge. That is what it is. I have to break my bet. Still haven't done that. And then a few random things with franchise mode and everything, which I still haven't touched, but I can do those pretty easily. But yeah, this is what it is. It's a lot of fun. Getting through it, and then starting MLB 19, the show at some point, or the show 19, but that probably won't be for a while. Up next, we have Need for Speed Shift. So I'm not sure if this news came out for the last trophy talk, but basically, EA put some news out where there was a few Need for Speed games on the PlayStation 3 that were going to be getting delisted. I think 2 weeks ago, maybe a week or two ago, and they were getting delisted, and then the online services were going to get shut down in August. So there was only a few games. So the games that were going down were, let's pull up the franchises here and I'll tell you guys. So it's kind of weird. It's not like all the PS3 ones. It's just a majority of them. So Need for Speed Undercover is going down. Need for Speed Shift is going down. Need for Speed Shift 2 is going down. And Need for Speed The Run is going down. So there's 4 games going down. Stage 1, Stage 2, Stage 4, and Stage 5. Those are all going down. Now, if you haven't started the run yet, you can't get this platinum solely because of the trophy King for a Day. This trophy was unobtainable back in 2016 because the auto log system was jacked up. But from my understanding of what everything's going on and from what I've read, don't take this as like the gospel, right? But from what I've heard is when the servers are going down, anything autolog related or anything like that is also going to be going down as well. So possibly level tracking and things like that will be going down. So I would advise to get these 4 games. If you want to do them, I would advise to do these 4 games sooner rather than later, because, and I mean, not just the online, like platinuming them because of that leveling possibly being unobtainable after the fact. So my goal is going to be to go right down the list. And recently I did the multiplayer for Shift. Now, I've done the multiplayer for a majority, if not all, of the Need for Speed games. I would say like 90% of it. Not the new ones and not the 2015 stuff, but I've done Undercover. I did it in the past. Shift is really easy. I've already done Hot Pursuit. Shift 2, I've done a majority, except the King of the Hill trophy, which, it is what it is. It's not really that bad. And then the Run, and then Most Wanted. Most Wanted and Hot Pursuit apparently are not being touched. It's just those 4. But let's talk about Shift here for a second, which, again, I'm going to be making a multiplayer guide on. So if you guys want to know how to do any of the stuff, I'll kind of walk you through how to do it. When it comes to trophies, though, you're only looking at a few trophies that are related to the multiplayer. When I say a few, I mean 1. And it's not even in the base game. It's in the DLC. It's called Exotica. And it's to complete an online race or time attack in all the exotic vehicles. I believe there's 7 exotic vehicles that are a part of this DLC. So you just have to do a race with each one of them. You don't even have to win. You just have to do a race with each one of them, and then you'll get that trophy. Now, what else can you do online for this game? Now, there's a trophy down here at the bottom called Epic Master, which is to earn 20 epic badges. So this game has a total of 27 badges. I believe PSMP actually has a guide on this. So there's a total of 27 badges, and it's broken down right here. So you have 6 track badges, 6 race badges, 9 career badges, and 6 online badges. So obviously we're talking about online here. We want to go for some of these online badges because there's a total of 27 badges. You only need to get 20, but if you want to make your life easier, you can get some of these easy online badges because there are track badges that are tied to clean racing, perfecting every single or mastering every single track, which basically means getting a perfect corner on every single track that you race on. And I think that's really like the hardest thing of the tracks. But if we go down to the online here, there you have a trophy or you have a badge for placing third or better in an online event, and then you have one for placing first on each track of in Europe, Japan, and US, finishing first on each drift track event, and then the driver duel championship, which is to be at the top of the online driver duel ladder, which is basically, so the driver duel championship is basically the King of the Hill trophy in Shift 2. So you don't necessarily need to go for it. You actually don't need to go for it at all, but it's essentially the same thing as Shift 2. So the ones that I would advise to get is not the online domination, because I believe that requires 250 races in order to get an epic badge, because the way that these badges work is you kind of progress through them and they go through tiers. So like bronze, silver. So if we go back here, you'll see that you can get you get bronze badges, silver badges, gold badges, and then epic badges. So they kind of progress as they go along. You'll start at a bronze, then you'll go to silver, gold, and then eventually epic. And epic's basically doing everything that you have to do. So to do the online domination, you have to do it. You have to win, or you have to place third or better in a total of 250 races. That's a lot of races. Even if you do a short track, that is a lot of races. So the ones that I would advise to do are the Europe champion, Japan champion, and US champion, and then the drift champion. So that'll give you a total of 4 epic badges that you can get online, which then means that you just have to figure out 16 other epic badges that you can go through as you're doing these other ones. And some of them are really easy. You have like US manufacturer loyalty. The manufacturer loyalty is easy. It's just getting mileages on cars. So as you're playing through the career, just use, only use a US car until you have the loyalty, and then switch over to a Japan car and a European car, or, whatever you're doing. Just do it that way. And a lot of this other stuff you will get with no problem at all, like the drafting, you'll eventually, perfect launch show, you'll get that. Iron Man, you'll get a lot of the career stuff you'll get, because you just have to place first in like all the events. So, or defeating all the rival drivers. Like most of this stuff is just, natural progression, and you'll just naturally get it. So I wouldn't really worry about it. But if you want to make your life a little bit easier and you don't want to go for those master badges, you can totally just do the online champion badges, and that'll knock a few of those out and make your life a little bit easier. It took us, I think, 2 nights to get all of the wins, because there's a decent amount of tracks. There really are a decent amount of tracks, and we kind of just went through just race by race. We didn't even go by region. We just like did this race or this course, and then we went ABC. That's basically what we did. So yeah, that's that. If you're looking at doing it, again, really easy. I don't know if the game got delisted, the DLC got delisted. I'm assuming it did, but don't take my word on that. But we will be starting Shift 2 somewhat soon, so I'll have some discussions about that, and hopefully I'll be able to put a multiplayer guide out before it goes down. I will not be doing one for Undercover, though, because that game is garbage. Well, maybe, I don't know. We'll see where the wind takes me, but I'm not planning on doing one for Undercover. So then, up next, another game that's going down in August that I ended up starting is Operation 7 Showdown, which has been having a fuck ton of server issues. So we didn't start this game earlier because the servers were apparently down. You weren't able to find people. So one night, Katz and I started the game, and we worked through some stuff. We got a lot of the 100 kills, playing on the offensive defensive team. We were working on doing damage to the target. We were working on a lot of things, right? So then what ended up happening was the servers, one of the nights that we ended up playing, the servers were really funky. They were really funky. We were not able to find each other. We were finding other random lobbies, but not ourselves. It was really strange. There was actually a lot of people playing as well, so it was a little annoying. But it seems to be that this game kind of goes down and then comes back up. So it's not officially supposed to go down until August, but it seems that like it goes down probably because like too many people are playing on it, and then it comes right back up like a day or two later. So it's really strange. I'm planning on getting this done sooner rather than later. We probably have a solid night or two left of boosting before we get done. We're going for the 100 wins. That's going to be the longest, most boring trophy to get, is definitely going to be the 100 wins, even though the 300,000 damage dealt to target is less rare than the 100 wins. The 100 wins is probably going to be our last trophy. And then driving 100 kilometers with vehicles isn't that bad. I believe I'm at about 30 kilometers or something, and I've only done it for a few matches. I believe you can get around I don't even remember how much I was getting around when I was driving, maybe 5 kilometers, 6 kilometers. And I was just driving in a circle on Slumville. So, this is just a process. I'm going to be trying to hop on, every single night to try to make a little bit of progress or a lot of progress, just depends how it goes. But that's being worked on and hopefully will be done sooner rather than later. A lot of things going down in August. You have MLB 17 The Show, those 4 Need for Speed games, Operation 7 Showdown. And then there's a few other things that are going to be going down a little later on that hopefully I will remember to talk about. I will hit myself if I don't, but I hope I remember talking about them in upcoming games. And then lastly, I've been putting a lot of time, or a majority of my time, into Assassin's Creed Valhalla just because I've been trying to get through the Wrath of the Druids DLC. I really haven't been playing too much, but this DLC takes maybe around 15-20 hours to get through. It's a chunk. It's a chunk of time. And I am making guides for the whole thing, which I haven't, started to put out yet because I'm waiting to do a few things. But this is definitely a work in progress. It's getting there. Hopefully I will be done this. I'll definitely be done this by next trophy talk, at least the Wrath of the Druids DLC. I want to try to get done the mastery challenges and put guides out for those as well. But this is just a work in progress, and I want to get this done before I move into what I'm going to be doing basically full time, because I was going to go full time into PS3, but I wanted to finish a few things, and the few things that I wanted to finish was RE Village or RE8 Village. I rather call it RE8 than RE Village, but RE8 and the Valhalla DLC. So that's what I've been playing. Let's talk about what I plan on playing, which is going to get into a lot of PlayStation 3 things. So I'm planning on finishing up the Assassin's Creed Valhalla DLC, hopefully within the next day or two. That's kind of my goal. I don't know how long the mastery challenges are going to take me, but I'm hoping those will take me one night to get through. I want to try to get on and finish up Operation 7 as fast as possible. I'm not sure when exactly I'm going to do that, but I would like to do that again sooner rather than later just to get it done. Need for Speed Shift, I'm done with. So that's nice. So the next game I'm going to be moving on to multiplayer-wise is going to be Need for Speed Shift 2, which I'm planning on starting within the next day or two. Really, whenever Waves is ready is when I'm going to be hopping on that. Now, when I get done Valhalla, when it comes to single-player games that I'm going to be playing through, I'm going to be working through the Need for Speed games. So I'm going to get done Valhalla, then I'm going to play Shift, I'm going to play the Run, and then I'm going to play Shift 2, and I'm just going to get those games platinum just to get it done. My goal was to go back to PS3 anyway and play through some single-player games, and a few that I already had on my list. I had one that I was going to play next that was just like, the multiplayer went down ages ago, and I was like, okay, I've really wanted to get around to this game, so let's actually do it. And yeah, I never got around to it. So I'm planning on doing that soon, but that kind of got pushed back because of these other games that are going down. So again, Valhalla DLC, Operation Showdown whenever I can, and then I'm going to be doing Shift, the Run, Shift 2 as platinums on the PS3. I'll be putting trophy guides out, hopefully multiplayer guides, all of that jazz as the weeks go on. And then the other big news that I want to talk about, which is probably going to be games that I invest a majority of my time into, if not all of my time into. So the next game is going to be Max Payne 3. So if you guys didn't hear, there are some other PS3 games that got announced going down. So on, I believe the date, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong, I'm just throwing numbers out here. I believe it's on September 16th, which if we go down here, people are probably talking about it. No idea. On September 16th, Max Payne 3 and LA Noire are going down on the PlayStation 3. Also, the ability to buy shark cards on Grand Theft Auto 5 on the PlayStation 3 is also going down. That's all going down on September 16th. So, Max Payne 3 is going to be a focus after I get done Shift 2 multiplayer. Not only is it going to be a focus with the multiplayer, I'm also going to try my best to do the single player as well and get through the whole game and just get the platinum. That's my goal. That's my goal here by September. The other big thing, I mentioned Grand Theft Auto. Can I type? I mentioned Grand Theft Auto on the PS3. Now, this is something that I've wanted to do for a while now, but I just haven't had the time and I haven't been able to really organize it. So, what's going on? So, Grand Theft Auto 5 on the PS3. Shark cards are being turned off in September. But in December, on December 16th, GTA Online on the PS3 is going to be going down. So my goal is going to be, after I do Max Payne 3, probably while I'm playing through Max Payne 3, or maybe even after I get done the multiplayer, I really want to focus on this game. So I'm going to put this out here. If anybody is interested in doing the Heist DLC on the PlayStation 3, let me know. Comment on this video, join the Discord server. There's a link in the description below. Join the Discord server, DM me on Discord, at me on Twitch, DM me, or not Twitch, Twitter. What am I saying? I guess you could say it on Twitch if I ever stream. But you know, DM me on Twitter, at me on Twitter, whatever. Get in contact with me. Let me know you want to play the game. My goal is going to be, after I do the Max Payne 3 multiplayer, I'm going to try to hop on GTA Online, and I'm just going to search for random people in the heist, because there's not really anything you have to do in the heist that's too crazy. You do have to earn 25 medals across heist setups and finales, but like, that's nothing that you have to do. That's like, or that's something that like other people have to do. That's just like personally what you have to do. So I'm probably gonna try to do this with random people. We'll see what happens. But if you're interested, please let me know, because I'd rather get a group together of people that I know rather than just random people. Now, the thing that sucks about this game is, if you haven't started it, there is a trophy that's unobtainable. It's called Run Like the Wind. Now it is unobtainable, but people do earn it. But the feature for this trophy has been taken out of the game, which sucks. But you can see that people still earn it. So how people are earning it, I'm not sure. I think people say hackers. That's how you earn it. If you look, people have earned this trophy in 2009, which the game wasn't out till 2013. So I don't know how, you know, what the fuck. But yeah, that sucks. But anyway, what I have to do for this online is the heist, and then I need to do 30 platinum awards, which I will get while I'm getting the platinum medals, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, because they count towards that. And then rank 100, which I'm ranked like 91. So I'm basically there. So once I do that, I'm going to be finishing up the single player, because this is something I've wanted to do for a while. I've wanted to finish up GTA 5 on the PS3. I'm probably not going to be making guides on the PlayStation 3 version, but when I go to play it on the PS4, at some point I will make guides for everything. So that's that. So yes, Max Payne 3, Grand Theft Auto 5 are going to be going down. LA Noire as well, but no, you know, online for LA Noire. The reason they said it's going down is because they're taking it off of the Rockstar Social Club. So you can't do any of the stat tracking on Rockstar Social Club's website. So that kind of sucks. But yeah, my focus is going to be these onlines, and also not only finishing the online, but just getting the platinum in the game and kind of moving on. That is my goal. And like I said, I'm going to be focused on the Need for Speed games, and then Max Payne 3, Grand Theft Auto 5. My goal still after that, and this is just looking like into the future, because I know that I talked about this in the last trophy talk, you know, kind of what do I want to do? What games do I want to focus on? Do I want to focus on this, or this? You know? So my goal is going to be still focusing on PS3 multiplayer and doing games. I have a list of games. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I don't want to show it on the screen, because I don't know if there's going to be any confidential information that pops up. But let me see if I can find it. I have a list of games. Okay, here it is. So I have a list of games here that I plan on doing the multiplayer for. So Orange is kind of like, they are like the big boys per se. This one can actually get deleted because it's unobtainable. They're kind of the big boys. So all of the orange ones are kind of like goddamn. But yeah, these are games. So these are games that I need to do the online for. Some of them are just to buy the DLC. So that's why they're on here. But yeah, all of these are like my online. So let me go through. I don't think I've done anything recently in here. So Borderlands can get taken off because I've done the online, so that can go. So GTA 5, Grid 2, I did this. This can go. Wait, where's Grid Autosport? I don't know why I didn't put Grid Autosport on there. Okay, Little Big Planet's been like funky too. I need to hop on that. When apparently the servers are down, I need to hop on that when it's obtainable. But yeah, I don't think I've done anything here. I'm not sure if you guys can hear that, but it's raining hard out with some Thunder. But yeah, I mean, these are all like, honestly, most of these are pretty easy games to get done. I have some that are just like online that like I'm probably never gonna get. Like, I have it on here, but like I'm probably never gonna get it. Where was it? Um, Ride to Hell. Yeah, Ride to Hell. I would love to get that DLC. If anyone's got it, let me know. But yeah, there's definitely some easy games on here that I want to work for. There's definitely some hard games. So it's going to be a work in progress. But like I said, I'm going to be focusing on those few games that are going to be getting delisted, or not delisted, but they're going to be going down. Those are my main focus to work on. And then after that, I'm going to work through that list. And then when it comes to single player games, so that list, I'm going to focus on just doing the multiplayer when I can. But when I'm focusing on single player, I am going to be focusing on going down my list alphabetically and getting those games done. So if I go down and I select, alphabetical PS3, this will kind of be the order of what I'm doing things. So Pacific Carriers I have on the PS4, so I'm gonna be doing like Vietnam, then the Alien games. I know someone mentioned like, oh, Alien. There's an Alien Isolation on the PS3. Yeah, it's I'm not. If it's a stack, I'm not too worried. The only game I'm worried about doing stacks for, when it comes to consoles, and that's mainly because of like one trophy, is Assassin's Creed, because there is technically an online trophy that's related to the there is an online trophy that's related to the, or in the single player. It's what the fuck is it called? Sharing is caring, I think is what it's called. Yeah, sharing is caring. So like I would do the single player just, to do that. But yeah, that's gonna be my goal. So like Air Conflicts Vietnam, the Alien games, Anarchy Rush Hour, AC4, and then I'll keep going down. And then like hopefully maybe I can do Backbreaker. I'll actually put effort and see if I can do it. Then I'll get into the Arkham games, and then I'll do Battlefield 3, and then I'll get into BioShock, and then I'll do Blades of Time, Blood Drive. That'll be fucking interesting. Blur, Body Count, the Borderlands games. I'll finally get in and be able to play the Borderlands games. Brutal Legend, Call of Duties, Call of Juarez is chaotic. That's, might as well jump out the window now. Some good games after that, like Crash Time, and then, so on and so forth. That's my goal. Then we'll get into like Dead Space and Dark Souls and all that. Like I'm looking forward to doing the ABC order because there's a lot of games that I want to do, and I know that a lot of them are stacked together, like going from Arkham City to Arkham Origins is going to be a lot of Arkham going on, but I think it's worth it just to get the series done and to move on from the PS3, because I have a lot of games on the PS3 that I still want to play, and I don't want to be playing the PlayStation 3 for the rest of my life, even though it's probably going to happen. So my goal moving forward, big picture moving forward, the way that I'm going to be playing games is whatever PS3 games I have on my list that I've done the multiplayer for, I will be cleaning those up. And then once I clean up every single game that I've gone through, which is probably going to take me years to do, I'm then going to go back through and then play any games that are not on my list in alphabetical order for the PS3 as well. So I'll go back and do that. Now, when I'm playing through these games on my list, it's not only going to be games that I've done the multiplayer for, but it's going to be games in general that I have on my list that I haven't touched. So games like, when we get down here to the bottom, games like Wet and Wheelman, even though those games have no online, I wholeheartedly plan on doing those. Those are just a few examples, but like I have Remember Me on my list. I have a lot of games on my list that I don't have online that I just need to play. So that's kind of my goal as I'm going through, is to just go alphabetically. I'm going to be focusing again when I can. I'm going to be focusing on and doing multiplayer. Like, that isn't switching. I want to get a lot of PS3 multiplayer done. That's my goal. But when I'm playing the single player games and making guides and stuff like that, I will be doing it alphabetically on the PS3 so that I can hopefully move to the PS4 at some point and live in the next not current generation. So anyway, that's what I've been playing. That's what I plan on playing in a broad term. I know there's a lot going on there. I'm hoping to make progress in games. Obviously, well, not obviously, but over the weekends, most of the times I'm not physically home. So I have to kind of pick games to do over the weekends that are kind of like grindy. That's where I've been playing the MLB games, because I take my PS4, play the MLB games and kind of do that. So I probably will continue to do that, because I want to get done MLB 18 and then eventually get on to MLB 19 and 20 and all that. But if I'm ever in like a little bit of a lull, I will be doing like I can do NBA Live 18. I finished all the online for that. So like that's something that eventually I need to get back to and just, play, because you just need to play it. That's what it comes down to, just, literally playing the game. You have to complete all objectives in the Pro-Am tour, which like really isn't bad. But yeah, like I have to play that, and then I need to finish this NBA Live 19 multiplayer. I need to get max level, what is it? Legend level in court battle and live run. I need to do those two. Those are a pain in the ass, but I need to do those eventually. But yeah, those will be the games that I'm playing over the weekend. Kind of just like games where like I'm not gonna make guides for them. I'm just playing these for fun. If I can play for an hour or two here and there, that's what it's gonna be. But yeah, if I'm home or like throughout the week, I'm gonna be definitely focusing on PS3 multiplayer, trying to get that done, and PS3 games. Unless any sort of DLCs come out for games, those are kind of what I've been trying to stay up on. There's really no new releases that are coming out that I'm like blown away by, that I'm going to be buying day one and everything. I'm still trying to get a PlayStation 5. Hopefully I'll be able to in the next, I might be able to get one in 2 days. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm definitely just going to be focusing on if there's DLC, because I believe Resident Evil 8 got like DLC released about like how it was coming out soon. So if that gets DLC, I'll be getting that. And then same thing with Valhalla. I'm just trying to get done that game. There's no new AC game coming out this year, and they said that they're going to be supporting it throughout the year. Hopefully that means just free updates, no trophies, but we'll have to wait and see and go from there. So anyway, let's get into some of these comments here. Let's get into some of these discussion points. If there's anything that you guys want me to talk about in next week's, or the, whenever I do the next trophy talk next week or two, I'm trying to do these bi-weekly just to kind of give myself some room and time to make progress in games. But if you guys have any topics that you want me to discuss, you can leave them in the comments of this trophy talk, and I will discuss them in the next trophy talk. So starting off, we have Grados, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Operation 7 Showdown got fixed. If you're curious about it, I got really pissed that I was practically a day short of finishing everything, but thankfully servers got fixed and I got everything done. Congratulations. That is great. That was probably a really scary feeling. Yeah, so Katz and I hopped on Operation 7 like literally right when it got fixed, or like a day after it got fixed or something. So we made some pretty good progress the first night. We had no idea what the hell we were doing, but we ended up making progress and getting it done. I like cutting these games short. Wink, wink. Not really, but Operation 7 Revolution, like we were some of the last people to get the platinum. You can see I got it at 6:44 p.m. and the game went down like literally that night. So, that's pretty cool to get it done last second. But yeah, I'm hoping to get done Showdown earlier than Revolution, but it's definitely a pain in the ass. I will say this about Operation 7 Showdown. So Revolution was nice because you could make your lobbies, I'm pretty sure, and you could kick people if they joined. Showdown, you can't kick people. Everything's in open lobbies, and there's only like 3 lobbies of each game going at a time, or the game breaks. But Revolution, it was nice to be able to kind of manage the lobbies. That's why I don't mind boosting Battlefield games, because yeah, you have to rent servers, but you can kick people, so it literally makes the game so fucking easy. But the thing that's better about Showdown than Revolution is Showdown is there's not as much going on. Revolution, if you guys don't know anything about Operation 7 Revolution, it was a shit show, and there were so many times that you had to do like these random things, like I think they're more at the like 10 assists per game, achieve 30 times. So like if you don't pay attention to that, that's something that you like have to do over and over again. Get hit by a flash grenade 50 times. Survive a hit by a grenade 50 times. Survive the attack 7 times, achieve 7 times. Like what the hell does that even? I don't even remember what that means. But there was like random things that you had to do like a certain amount of times. This game is not like that. It's like, okay, do 300,000 damage to the target, get a 100 kills aiming over the shoulder, and then like win 100 times. That's literally like all you have to do. So basically what you have to do for this game is play 100 matches or win 100 matches. Other than that, it is what it is. There's this trophy Die Hard, which is kind of a pain in the ass, but I think that there's like a method to do to get that. So, it is what it is, coming along, but congratulations on getting it done. I hope you got the platinum and you could delete the game from your PlayStation so you never have to see it again, because That series doesn't deserve to be alive. Then up next we have Waves just saying, just do the one on my list, Snickel. I will get to that, Waves. I will get to that. I will do that one on my list. I will do that one on my list. Then up next we have Hatem M, and he says, YouTube put you on my home screen, and then he said, after checking your old video, I found out I watched your How to Platinum on Sekiro a few days ago. Well, I'm glad that you're hanging around. I do appreciate the views, you know? No, but in all seriousness, I hope everyone's enjoying the content. If you are, like, subscribe, all that stuff, I really do appreciate it, man. Seeing the likes and everything and the comments and everything, it just gives me, it's a good way of just getting motivation, if that makes sense. So I'll just leave it there. I'll leave it there. It's a good way of getting and keeping motivation. Then up next we have GMZ, who says, my topic would be this. Same issue with stacking, and it's remastered. I need to remember my vocabulary. It's remastered games from older gens. Every single time they announce or rumored, people get hyped, and I can't wait to play this game, or please be true. I always prefer a new game to the sequel, but why would you get hyped for something I've already seen and experienced? Problem is now this is becoming a big part of the current gen's library. So as the previous gen, and it seems now the current gen will get more remastered games than PS4. I don't mind them 100%. I do only accept ones like COD, Modern Warfare, or even AC1. And the reason obviously is no trophies, but it adds a new experience to the game. But anything else, I don't see the point. And then we have a response here from JGM that says, personally, I'd rather see more obscure games or games that don't leave Japan, like X Troopers or Yakuza. Is that Isin, or old gems like Graffiti Kingdom or God Hand get remasters? Because remastering something like The Last of Us 2 or Spider-Man seems kind of pointless when PS5 is backwards compatible, and any benefits a PS5 version could have would just easily be done in a patch. So that is a mouthful, but I will talk about this. So I agree with JGM. I like seeing the obscure remasters and things like that. Even though it's not really obscure, seeing a game like Demon's Souls remastered or remade, I guess you could say, was pretty cool, because I think that's a Souls game that doesn't get enough love. You have other games like Shadow of the Colossus that got a remake back a few years ago on the PS4, which, to be fair, was a nice remake because it updated the controls. I think when it comes down to it, that is a big thing that I agree with these remasters or remakes, is when they are able to overhaul the controls to make it up to a more standard control layout is acceptable to an extent. And we've talked about this in the podcast, where making these remakes and these remasters, when they do that, they almost take away from the game. Because if you play a game like Grim Fandango, right, they remastered the game to have these new controls, but you can set the controls back to the original tank controls, and they give you a trophy for that. So I think having the options of having the old controls is nice, because that's what kind of made the game, right? When you change the controls, you change this, and once you start changing a game too much, it's not that game anymore. So keeping those old controls, keeping stuff, the world, keeping things like that, that's what makes a game a game. Now, I have a big problem with what I've been seeing with remasters and remakes recently, and it's the fact that we're seeing PS5 remasters come out or even PS4 remasters. This this only happened with Life is Strange recently, but you have PS4 remasters being remastered on the PS4. If you guys don't understand the meme about the remaster, it's because of, let's see if it's on here. So one of the not worst games, but a game that just did not deserve a remaster is Red Faction Guerrilla. It got a remaster back in 2018 for some reason, out of fucking nowhere. THQ Nordic got the rights to it and then remastered it. And when they remastered it, they remastered it. It's called the remastered edition. So that's why I call Waves and I and Brian call everything remastered just for shits and giggles. But yeah, I don't know why that got a remaster. But anyway, what I'm trying to get at is, Life is Strange got a remaster on the PS4, and it was already on the PS4. And like JGM says, if you have a PS5 with a PS4 game, it's already backwards compatible. So why can't you just put a patch out and keep the one trophy list instead of having both games? I couldn't agree with this anymore. And this was something that I was worried about when this current generation was coming out. Are we going to see shared trophy lists, or are we going to see two separate trophy lists when it comes down to it? Like with RE8, right? They could have just done a shared trophy list. What the hell does it matter? Like, it really doesn't matter. When you're talking about games that are released on both consoles, but we're talking about remasters, right? So remasters, when it comes down to it, if we're getting remasters of PS3 games or earlier, kind of fine with me, okay? You're letting the current generation of people play those games, especially when they're not as accessible. People don't have PS3s. It really comes down to the accessibility, right? People don't have easy accessibility to these games or these consoles. PS3's prices are going through the roof. PS3 game prices are going through the roof. It's kind of ridiculous. So being able to get remasters of these games, or even just ports of them, I would more prefer a port than a remaster if we're going to be doing older games. But I would more prefer that, just a port, right? But I think that that's acceptable. To an extent, that's acceptable. Again, accessibility. That's what it comes down to. Accessibility, letting people have the accessibility to play these games that don't have the hardware. I truly don't understand the remasters of PS4 games. And now it's kind of like, to me, it's kind of like a joke, right? But there's talks of a Last of Us 1 remaster. Last of Us 1 already got remastered for the PS4. It already got an upgrade to the PS4 that it needed because the PS4 wasn't backwards compatible. So if you wanted to play The Last of Us on the PS4, you had to buy this version of the game, and now they're remastering it for the PS5. But the PS5 is already backwards compatible. I put The Last of Us remaster into my PS5, I can play it. Simple as that. I buy it on the store, I can download and play it. Why not just put a simple patch out, keep the same trophy list? It'll still be the PS4 version of the game because you're using the PS4 disc, you're using the PS4 download, but you're just playing it on a PS5. I don't understand why this can't be a thing, and why like everything is getting a remaster. It's actually irritating, and like it's a meme now that The Last of Us is getting a remaster of its remaster. And like I'm pretty sure I heard stuff of Last of Us 2 like getting a remaster, or like it's gonna probably get a PS5 patch with a new trophy list. Like, I just don't get it, man. I truly don't get it. One game that did it perfectly is God of War 2018, right? So God of War 2018 comes out in 2018. Wow, who would have guessed, with people calling it God? No, I'm just joking. God of War 2018 came out in 2018. Recently, in the past few months, there was a patch that came out for God of War 2018 on the PS5 that was just a PS5 enhanced version of the game. So if you played on the PS5, you're getting better frame rates, I think, better, whatever, particle effects, whatever the hell it does. Who knows? You have the power of the SSD. That's what you have. Maybe the load times aren't as bad. Who the hell knows? Anyway, it got a patch, and it didn't get a new trophy list. It just got a patch, and you played the PS4 list. I don't know why more games can't be like that. The only time I see a new list, I think a new list is acceptable, is just when you're doing a full remake. Like, Demon's Souls is a full remake of the game. It should get a new trophy list. But why are companies spending times like remastering a game on the PS4 when instead of remastering it, like literally just put a patch out? I guess part of it is the publicity that they're getting. If they remaster a game, there's discussions about it's a new game, so then their sales go up rather than just saying an update went out. I would assume if you were to just say a free update went out, I don't know the cost benefit that goes on there. There's obviously something ain't happening there that like it justifies it, but obviously it is because God of War 2018 did it. So I'm not sure, man. I really don't understand the remasters of PS4 games that that got remastered. Like, it's not just that, right? That's just a joke. But like the remasters of PS4 games to the PS5, I would honestly like to stop seeing it. And like you said, GMZ, I don't want to see games here that I would rather see companies make new games than just remaster old ones. That's what I would rather see when it comes down to it. So like Blue Point, right? Blue Point has been making remasters and they've been working on that stuff, but like there's been talks of them making a new game, like a whole new game. And like to me, like I would rather like to see that. Like if we want to remaster games that are on the PS3, PS2, whatever, I don't have a problem with that. Again, accessibility. That's what it comes down to, accessibility. And if you don't like it, you don't have to play it. I was in a thread the other day on PSMP where people were talking about playing Chivalry 2, and they were bitching that you know, is this an auto pop? And there was this whole argument, and this guy was just like, you know, I have to play it just because of like my mindset of being a completionist. And it's like, you actually don't. Like you actually don't have to play the game. Like you don't have to play the stack. You really don't have to. And like to me, if you're gonna play the stack, you definitely shouldn't get the trophies to auto pop. That's even scummier. You're getting 2 for 1 there. Like that's kind of scummy when it comes to trophy hunting. And it just that messes with numbers of things, and like it really messes with people legitimately playing games and legitimately earning trophies to people just doing it to pad their numbers. It just kind of makes that kind of sucks. But if we want to get remasters of PS3 and earlier games, that's fine, or remakes, that's fine with me. Okay, don't have a problem with it because it's not backwards compatible on the PS5, and I'm all about the accessibility of certain content and certain games. I couldn't agree with it anymore. If Ride to Hell Retribution had a remake that was coming out on the PS4 or PS5 next month, I would buy it day one because it's giving accessibility. That's great. But PS4 games that are already, you know, backwards compatible on the PS5, I just think either playing it on the PS4, you know, playing it on the PS5, playing the PS4 game on the PS5, obviously, and then you're going to have a boost mode and you're going to have the SSD. Like between all of that and the hardware, like I think that it's doing enough, and you don't actually need to like fully remake the or remaster the game. Like it just doesn't need to be done. It really doesn't need to be done. And I'm going to end it on this. Us gamers, especially console gamers, we are getting to be a little too snobby. And I was talking about this the other day with somebody, and basically it was a joke a few years ago, back on the PS3, back on the PS4, when console gamers were making fun of PC gamers because PC gamers were like, I can play my game at 144 hertz at 4K, blah, 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 blah. What does your console do? And we were just like, hey, man, we're playing the games that we enjoy. That's what it comes down to. We're playing our exclusives. We're playing what we enjoy. We're playing on our controllers. We enjoy doing that. We're going to do that. You can play at 144 hertz. Good for you. I'm happy for you. I'm happy that that makes you happy. But I'm going to stick over here and play my console games. I'm going to stick over here and play my exclusives. I'm going to have a good time, and I'm going to enjoy myself. And I'm going to enjoy collecting these notifications. It has recently become so bad with console gamers that we have evolved to that level where people will not even play games if you're not at 60 frames 4K or whatever the fuck the PS5 can do. If you're not maximizing the PS5's, you know, if you're not utilizing all of the hardware and maximizing it, your game is trash. Or if I can't even play a game backwards compatible with a PS5 patch that has ray tracing and all this, like, I'm pissed. Like, we need to take a step back and just appreciate what we have. And this is why I will always preach this to everybody, every gamer, I will preach to just always play bad games. Go play a bad game every once in a while, just so you have some gratification and you can really, really, really enjoy a good game. Or even when an average game comes through, you can really enjoy it. That's one of the reasons why I play all these shit games. I don't just play them for the trophies and all this and all that. I play them for that reason. And it's almost to humble myself to them when I play a good game or even an average game. I think that I'm having a great experience. It's like Valhalla, right? Valhalla, like, I mean, it's a long game, it's grindy, but like if you look at it visually and you think about what Ubisoft does with their worlds and what you're able to do in their worlds and everything, even though this game may be, you know, 50 hours too long, it's pretty amazing what Ubisoft does with their games when you compare it to other games. And when you go back and you play Need for Speed Shift from 2009, and then I go and play GT Sport on the PS4, just to see how far we've evolved when it comes to games, and just being so grateful of what our graphics look like, you know, the kind of games that we have, the emotion that we have in games. Like that's why I think it's always great to just go play a bad game, not to just laugh at it and say, haha, look at this trash. Like, can't believe that this used to be like, or can't believe that what happened with this game. That's not the only reason why. It is to kind of humble At least I use it to kind of humble myself moving forward to say like, hey, even though this is like an okay game, I'm enjoying it. I have I have some sort of gratification for, what this game is doing, what this game is, what this game offers, and I can enjoy playing it. I'm going to leave it there. I think us console gamers have definitely gotten way too snobby about frame rates and graphics and ray tracing and particle effects and 4K and blah, 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 blah. Just shut up and play the games that are put out. And if you don't like them, guess what? You don't have to buy them. That's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. If you don't like it, don't buy it. And I'll take your PS5 if you don't want it. I mean, just saying. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry to end on that, like emotional little rant there, but I just feel like that needed to get said, lifted off my chest, because I'm not saying I speak for people as a whole, but like that's how I feel, and that's how I feel everything's been evolving. And I don't like to see it. I don't like people sitting up on their high horse and thinking that people are so much better. And I feel like that's definitely been happening with PlayStation gamers to Xbox gamers recently. We have the better exclusives and blah, 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 blah. Cool. Let's humble ourselves. Let's take a step back. Let's play what we have. Let's enjoy it. And let's move on and just not worry about anything else. But anyway, with all of that being said, I'm going to end this video. Like I said, if you guys have any discussions, topics, anything like that that you want me to discuss in upcoming videos, upcoming trophy talks, leave it in the comments of this video, and I will talk about it in future trophy talks. Check all the links in the description below. I have links to my Twitter, my Twitch, a podcast that I do, my Discord channel, a bunch of stuff. Go check all of that stuff out and follow me over there if you do enjoy everything. If you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like. If you've made it this far and you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing for more trophy content like this. And I hope to see you all around sometime soon.